Hey, looks like we're ready and we are live on all of our social channels. We'll obviously get this recording out to everybody as well. But I got Rick Moore on here, my buddy right here. I got to see if I can point my fingers correctly next
You
to
did
me.
that.
Rick and I have been doing Bidpoint along with Monty Bertrand now going on almost 10 years, which is just amazing. We've come out with some really, really good products and services for people. What we kind of consist of is we allow people to kind of partner with us through the partnerships and relationships that we have with like commercial services, business solutions for people, such as commercial energy, commercial waste, commercial wireless. And our biggest one that we just kind of have recently come out with that has had tremendous success, which is what we're going to primarily cover today, is our capital, our business capital funding. And it's totally unique in the fact that we can do what most banks cannot do through our partnerships, and it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to have Rick come on here. Rick, say hi to everybody and tell them a little bit about what's going on. I'll pull up the PowerPoint. Actually, I'm going to just pull up one of our slides that we used. That a lot of people have been handing these out for the cards, stuff like that. So go ahead and take it away, Rick.
Well, thank you, Mike. It's great to be here, and as you know, we've been at it with the funding program for about a year now, and so we've learned the ins and outs of it. We've through that process, we've streamlined everything we do. We have some new marketing tools to talk about today, and we've elevated and enhanced the compensation plan because the better we do as a company, the better you do as a rep. And so those are the kinds of things we want to cover today. Obviously, not to timestamp this recording, but I would say that this is a time in America and around the world where funding is a big deal, and especially small business funding. Where banks aren't necessarily going to be the access point for funding moving forward for the foreseeable future. So we're in the right place at the right time, and you get a chance to get a hold of it and be compensated fairly in a very simple process, just introducing the business people you know to the platform that we've created.
Absolutely, absolutely. So why don't I just we're not going to cover all the slides in our PowerPoint, but let me pull this up real quick and we're going to kind of show everybody what we've got. So I should be pulling this up. So in case you're not familiar with what we've got, we're partnered with a company called Bank Breezy, and we have been able to give people a much better, kind of offering. And in almost 80% of the cases, or I'm sorry, we can do what 80% of the banks can't because we are revenue based funding versus capital based funding, which is nice. If somebody's working with us as an advisor, what's nice is whether you do this full time or part time, anybody that you refer to our program, our platform on helping people get these businesses taken care of, we actually compensate you. So here was kind of the slide I was referencing that 99% of all businesses are actually small businesses. And as Rick just mentioned, this is something that we can tap into. And if you look at these stats, 30 million small businesses in America employ 57 million people, but one third of them fail in the first 2 years. Half of those fail in the first five, and two-thirds fail in the 10 years. And the reason is number one reason at the bottom there, a failure is 82% cited a lack of working capital. So what's happens too is a lot of businesses don't necessarily have capital to where it's something collateral. I mean, they don't have collateral, and they don't want to put their house up. So what we can do is we can get these people taken care of and secure loans for them based on revenue, which is a much better way to do that. So the other thing is we literally have the cure for what these businesses are looking for. So you literally, as a Bidpoint advisor, you can just basically find somebody that has one of these, and then all you do is you give them the link that we provide for you. We provide you with a personalized link, all for free. We don't charge anything for our services as far as to you or anything like that. And then you just share it with businesses, and then they can go through, they can literally put in the type of business, what they're looking for, what they're getting funded for. And the application process is really, really simple. It's literally just name, email, phone number, that kind of thing. and then they ask them a few simple questions like whose name is on who's the bank account on, because obviously we got to make sure that these people are doing the revenue that they're doing. In the last 90 days, what's the lowest monthly revenue? What type of funding are they seeking? And it just goes through these different questions. So it's an easy qualification. Now, the most important thing to understand here is that we don't force anybody to do these loans or anything like that. What we're doing is we're just giving them the opportunity to see what we can offer to them. Okay. Now we do businesses, we can get somebody approved in as little as 24 hours up to about $2 million, which is pretty crazy. But we also do financing for what we would call the gig economy through Giggle Finance, which is part of our Bank Breezy network as well. This is real exciting. Gig worker funding, I mean, again, instant approval and funding. They literally apply online. They can link their bank account. If they accept the offer, boom, the money's on its way. I mean, that's how quick we can do this. And Rick, why don't you jump in on kind of what we've seen with the Giggle and the things like that about how efficient our program is for our advisors.
Well, will Mike, thanks. What we've learned pretty quickly is there's really not much in the way of heavy lifting for our reps to do, because once you've referred them over to your customized page, and we've got a nice video in front of that page too, that kind of helps describe, what's going on with the program. And so it's all put together in a pretty tight little package for you to present to somebody. All that potential client is doing is going to our page. They're filling out a quick survey so the funding partners can evaluate which is the best way for them to go. If they're doing significant revenue, say they're doing over, 20, 30, $40,000 a month, 100,000 a month, something like that, that's going to be a bigger funding program, and that's going to send them in one direction. If they're more of a gig economy kind of person, as Mike described, maybe they're doing something out of their home and they're generating, a little bit of revenue, but they need something to kind of get over the hump. That's where the Giggle Finance comes in for smaller funding. But I will tell you, as we're speaking to people that are potentially looking at this as an opportunity to work with us at Bidpoint, the average funding amount is actually significantly higher than I would have thought it would be. I'd say the average funding for us at Bidpoint over the last year is over $50,000. And so commissions on that can be pretty significant. And all that happens pretty quickly. Like Mike said, within 24 to 48 hours. In fact, our goal is to get it done within 24 hours of introducing it. We've certainly we've had people that have talked to us, just in happenstance, just people we run into that you don't even know of a need for the funding. And we've got some presentation tools we're going to talk about that can kind of get people to that decision pretty quickly, from a thought of I need some working capital to a result inside of 24 to 48 hours is pretty strong.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. I mean, in a nutshell, the best part about what we have is our agents do not have to be educated in how this process works. They don't have to do any of the financing or money, or they don't have to touch anything as far as a person's bank account, anything. Our advisors literally are basically bird dogging for finding small businesses or large businesses that potentially need some funding. And they just send them to you. Have your own website, like we said, like Rick said, and you get that information to somebody. They fill it out, and within a matter of minutes, or maybe less than a few hours, they could literally be funded, which is crazy, which is a really, really good thing. Now, let's shift gears a little bit now. What's nice too is we have also made it a lot easier for our advisors to connect with businesses and do it very professionally and very easy. In fact, Bank Breezy, along with Bidpoint, we have done a partnership here with we would call it kind of the lead generation program too, as well, where we actually have connect cards. We have the opportunity for direct connect mail, digital connect through emails, and email connect. Okay. Let's show some of that. So we have cards and there's going to be a link on bidpoint.co where you'll see trainings and you'll be able to see that. Or if you want to really get connected with this, I highly recommend that you connect with Rick Moore. Like if you go to bidpoint.co/start, you will see where you can connect directly and set up a Calendly, which is our scheduling service with Zoom. We do a Zoom with Rick Moore, and he can set you up with everything you need. But we have these really sharp professional connect cards that somebody can purchase. We actually can put we can put your website that we give you, a QR code right directly on these cards. You can take these cards, leave them at businesses, introduce them to the manager and say, hey, I know your business is doing great. Just in case you ever need some capital, can you keep this card handy? And that time will probably eventually show up. Rick Moore can attest to that. Rick, actually, let's stop for a second. Tell him the story about what you used to do for a living before
Sure.
we
Well,
started Bidpoint.
I
And
spent,
go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry, Mike. I spent decades in the restaurant business, and typically there were more upscale restaurants, higher check average kinds of restaurants that serve the business community, and so a lot of times in the summertime we'd have a slowdown period, and a lot of our employees in those restaurants were full-time employees, so we actually paid vacation pay in a lot of cases for people that were the full-timers, and all these people would take these vacations in our slowest time of year. So I was always needing capital in the summer. And it was a cyclical thing where I knew I was going to need to get over the hump through the summer, but I also knew it was going to speed up in the fall. And in the restaurant business, your engine is your people, right? So having trained people and quality people is important to run a successful operation. We were doing several million a year in revenue, and in fact, our payroll was a couple million a year. That tells you how big of a business it was. So it was a bigger, smaller business, right? So, but anyway, so I went through, had to jump through quite a few hoops, and we started out by doing it traditionally through banks. It just took too long. They couldn't react quickly enough, and it was complicated. I had partners, you get everybody to sign documents, and just it's impossible almost. So I was getting funding through other sources similar to the program here at Bank Breezy, but far more complex and far more expensive, actually. And so once I saw the program here at Bank Breezy, I recognized exactly what it was. And Mike would tell you when we first talked about it, as soon as I saw it, as soon as I saw how simple it was to go through it, like this is a winner. This would be a winner for our reps because it's so simple on the rep side. That's be a winner for clients too, and people that are clients of ours for other services. So it's been a win-win. That's exactly how it's worked out.
Perfect. And keeping in line with these Connect cards, I mean, we put everything on there, and you'll have your name, your phone, your email, website URL, as well as the QR code, which is good. Now, just so you know, just I want to show you some stuff real quick. Is we have direct mail that are actually that you can participate into that looks like handwritten letters that can go directly out to leads that you either have or leads that you can purchase, that kind of thing. We can geo target that by zip code, city, state. Pretty impressive, because we can't obviously field some of these all the questions, so you're going to be able to do that yourself, that kind of thing. Now, I want to show you something. I'm going to jump out of this PowerPoint real quick, and I want to show everybody what you get when you join our program. So at bidpointcapital.com, which is our website for this, is the same exact website that we design and give to you. And it just says business owners, let's face it, big banks don't have your back. And then we have a short video on here that's kind of 2 minutes long that kind of gives a little explanation of what's going on, showing businesses what we do, how it works, that kind of thing. And then you scroll down, you can see it gives them an explanation. But most importantly is on your website, as we give it to you, they click on Start Now, and they'll go through the process. Now, I want to blow this up for you because this is something that Bank Breezy did along with us, is we actually have a $500 gift card to anybody that we can guarantee that we can meet or beat their funding. And if not, we'll give them $500 for just for showing up and saying hi and putting an account in. But literally, if they click on that Start Here, they're just going to put their information like I showed you there. And when they click Submit, what's going to happen is instead of it saying agent name Bidpoint and our ID, it's going to show your name, Joe Smith, Lisa, Lisa Smith, whatever it might be, and your agent ID that we give you. So it's a really, really good program. And then, like we showed you in the slides, they literally just have to go here. They get to that page. They go through again. They can read some more information. They can look at some of the images, that kind of thing. And we have the button on here to do the, to apply in multiple spots. Okay, so somebody can get that taken care of when we need that. So Rick, let me just let me go back to us. I'm going to go ahead and remove us so we can see each other. So Rick, I think we've got something very unique for Bidpoint reps that are agents that we've been looking for a while. Something easy, something very simple for people to understand, but it's a really, really big high ticket item because you had mentioned that the average funding thing that we're getting right now is averaging about 50 grand that somebody closes on. And that is based on our commission structure that we pay reps. That's thousands of dollars in a referral to the person who does it. And literally all you have to do is submit, introduce us to a business that might need it. They go through, they accept it. They don't know that you're part of it or anything like that. And we pay you directly as soon as they get funded. So as soon as they get funded, it's literally like that Friday. So if somebody did it on Wednesday, looked at it, went through it, closed it on Thursday, we can send you the money for the referral on that on Friday. In a nutshell. So it's pretty amazing how this thing works. Rick, any more kind of comments, closing comments?
Yeah, it's like a lot of people that are out there working their own business or working with a smaller business. And if you're thinking about, gee, where can I find an extra few $1,000s? Well, tell somebody about this on Monday. And then you can have it by dinner time on Friday. How about
Yep.
that? I mean, that's right. I mean, that's as simple as that. And so I don't know anything else we could do. And you and I have talked to, we have people call us all the time about business opportunities to plug into our Bidpoint platform. Nothing has been as simple as this or as lucrative as this, period. And, this is not a one time thing. People come back multiple times, people refer other people. And then we have the Connect Cash on top of the guarantee. The Connect Cash is another program. We're not going to get into all the details here. If you're truly interested in finding out and getting into greater detail, let's do a launch call. We're looking to talk to serious people that want to take this as a serious opportunity.
Absolutely. So to get on a launch call, like I mentioned earlier, but just to repeat the process, go to bidpoint.co, click on start, and you can basically see, you'll see a video from me kind of introducing you to our company. And below that, you can set that launch call up with Rick. Even if you've already been part of our company and you're just seeing this and you're getting a refresher because you haven't looked at it in 2 years, it's totally fine. We'll make sure you get up to speed and get your website connected for you and so on. So Rick, any more closing comments?
No, just take action. If you're looking for an opportunity, this is one to take action on right here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for jumping on here. Appreciate it. And again, just go to bidpoint.co, and we'll get you taken care of. Thank you again for being on here, Rick, and we'll see everybody at the top.
Thank you all.